everybody, welcome to the Common Game Movie Show. My name's Deshaun, and today I'm here to review Pam and Tommy. This I only got to see the first 3 episodes. They released the first 3 episodes of this show on Netflix. Now, this Pam and Tommy is sort of a retelling of it's kind of I guess it is a biopic kind of situation about Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee in 1995 when their sex tape was released. Now, this show is about the different perspectives and the different, people around this sex tape being released. Now, to put it in context, a lot of people don't know this, especially people probably my age. Like, today, if something of a nude of a celebrity or something like that leaks out, it's a deal. But it's not as big of a deal as it was then. You gotta understand, in 1995, computers were just becoming a thing. In 1995, there really wasn't a lot, it wasn't a lot of, celebrity, put it this way. Unless it was, a Playboy or something, there wasn't a lot of seeing of a celebrity naked. Now, one only, it wasn't a lot of seeing celebrity naked. But 2, there wasn't a lot of, actual sex tapes of celebrities unless you were doing a porno. You know what I mean? And this was the first major sex tape. It's funny, it sounds kind of ridiculous, but it was a big, huge deal. It was one of the biggest scandals in the history of Hollywood. It was one of the biggest talking points of all time. And this is the sex tape that created the buzz around sex tape. This sex tape would lead to the Kim Kardashian one and the Paris Hilton one. But this is the OG sex tape. This is the one that lit the world on fire. And the way that it was done by using the internet at a scale that it hadn't been used for to make profit. When they used using the internet to make profit off this sex tape, the guys who ended up stealing it, was something that wasn't done before. And it changed the way the internet was done. It changed the way that security was done on the internet. It changed the way, it changed the way we looked at a lot of aspects of our life. Like I said, you gotta understand, 1995, people weren't really using their computers for the things that they're using them for now. But this tape actually changed a lot of things with a lot of things in that department as well. But aside from that, it's a drama about 2 people. It's a drama. It's one of those dramas. It's one of those shows that's just about, how do I put it? Shit. It's one of those shit happens kind of things. Because if you know about the whole situation with Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson, is that they had a whole romance. They met and got married 4 days later. They were having a sex romp throughout basically from everywhere they went. And they were wild. And out of nowhere, a sex tape started popping up around. People started popping up around on the internet, which wasn't a thing, which wasn't a big thing. A sex tape of them started popping up around on the internet. And back in those times, back in the day, 1995, it was hard to track motherfuckers down off the internet. It was such a new thing. Not everyone knew about it. Not everyone knew how to operate the damn thing. So it was hard to track down who was posting what up on the internet. Even today, depending on how good you are, depending on how you do something, it can be hard to find out who posted something up on the internet and posted something up somewhere, whatnot. When leaked nudes pop up today, it's hard to figure out who posted what and who posted where. So you gotta imagine back in 1995, it was nuts to figure out what the hell went down. But but I'm gonna just get into the actual performances, because you can look up on the internet what happened, how it kind of went down. But let's get to the performance. The actress who's playing Pamela Anderson does a phenomenal job of really. I've recently learned they did a couple of prosthetics and different things to her face, and she actually has I don't know how to describe it, fake boobs, kinda over her actual boobs to make her boobs look bigger because Pamela Anderson's boobs were bigger. Whatever. She completely embodies Pamela Anderson. Her mannerisms, her voice, the way she acts. I've seen Baywatch. She looks and acts just like Pamela Anderson. It's one of those acting things where sometimes great acting is disappearing in a role. And her and Sebastian Stan disappear in a row. I have never seen Sebastian Stan like this. I have seen him in a few movies outside of his, the Winter Soldier in the MCU. Outside of it, in Winter Soldier in the MCU, I have seen him in a couple films. But he was never the lead in any of those films that I've seen him in. He was always a side character. There was like this one film I watched about figure skating where he was in it. There was another movie I watched not too long ago that he was in it. But he's never the lead in any of these other projects. So it's like really hard to gauge. He doesn't have like a ton of screen time. But he is the lead, and he brings so much energy, and he is so different. Like, he's still Sebastian Stan, but it's like this different version. It's like this douchey, just energetic, over the top, just like he embodies the bad boy Tommy Lee was back in the day. Probably still is, to be honest. But like, he embodies so much of Tommy Lee, and it's just crazy, dude. Like, I have never seen him. This is badly the best performance he's ever given. Like, honestly, Sebastian Stan kills it. He kills it. I mean, but I will tell you this. Do not watch this with children. This is as hard, mature as it can get. At a certain point, and I'm not shitting you, spoiler alert, there's a talking penis. Tommy Lee, Sebastian Stan. Now you can tell it's a fake penis. It's fake. You can tell it's fake. It's like a CGI penis. I know. It's why? I don't know. But he's sitting there having a full-blown conversation with his penis. And it's the most ridiculous shit I've ever seen in my life. But what the fuck is this? What is happening? Why is this happening? What the hell? But it's pretty, like, within the first 5 minutes of this. By the way, Seth Rogan is in this also, and he does a great job. I can't remember the name of the character he's playing, but he plays the guy who actually stole the tape and leaked the tape. And he does a great job. But right up top, at the beginning, Seth Rogen's character is working on Tommy Lee's house. He's a carpenter. He's here with his crew working on his house, trying to put it the way he wants it to be put. And from the very beginning, you see him putting nails down. And all you hear is them fucking upstairs. All these men are trying to work. And all you hear over the equipment is them fucking upstairs. It's Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson fucking upstairs, loud as hell. And they're trying to work, but they can't fucking ignore them upstairs fucking like crazy. And that's not getting to the second episode where they really fuck like crazy. But that first episode, but they're doing this thing where I didn't know how they were going to handle it. And a lot of people were nervous about it. Even Pamela Anderson herself actually came out not that long ago and said that she wasn't looking forward to this show because, it drub up old memories. And turns out the angle that they're taking is they're taking a bunch of angles. They're taking a bunch of sides. They show the guy and why, like, the first episode really focuses on Seth Rogen and his character and why he stole the sex tape and leaked it out. And it's really pretty simple. The way they put it is Tommy Lee's a dick and he fucked him over. He fucked him and his people over. Literally, Tommy Lee's like, oh man, Sebastian Stan plays such a good asshole. Just such a good, obnoxious dick. And I don't know if Tommy Lee was like that in real life. Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. But man, if he was anything like this, I'm not trying to say he had it coming. Yeah, like somebody coming in your house and stealing on your property, maybe you don't have it coming. But when you see how dicky he is, how awful he is, to the point where he keeps saying he's gonna pay them, but he doesn't. He asks them to change shit that they already agreed on and that he agreed on should be there. And then when they tell him how much it would cost, and when they finally got kind of fed up with him and said, look, we make all these changes, but we need to get paid already. So you're going to pay us up front, and then we'll do all this shit. And then he just goes, actually, I think you guys did a shitty job. All of you guys are fired. And no, I'm not going to pay you at all for all this work you've been doing on my house for months. And literally, if you try to sue me, you might win, but it'll take you a long fucking time. And by that point, you'll be broke. When you get to that point, it's just like, Yeah, okay. Like, they showed all the angles, and they kind of showed it from the second episode, kind of focused on how Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee met, which is just classic good girl, bad boy. Classic good girl is attracted to bad boy vibes, and I mean, he is rocking the bad boy thing. I mean, this dude, the first thing he does, which I'm like, I wouldn't advise this, maybe this is just something he can do, was walk over to her in the club and lick her face. I was like, the fuck? But it worked. She was definitely sprung. Like I said, dude, like, this show is really fun. It's really fun. It's really good. And I don't know anything about it, so I don't want to be able to spoil anything about the real life events. I'm kind of having a good time watching this and just wondering how these events are going to unfold. But I'm enjoying this show. I would give Pam and Tommy an 8. Maybe even an 8.5. I really enjoy it. It's not for the faint of heart. If you are squeamish about vaginas, dicks, boobs, sex, don't come here. But if you're not, it's a pretty good watch. It's a pretty good watch. Killer performance by the two leads, but by Sebastian Stan and the actress playing Pamela Anderson. They are killing it. They are entertaining to watch, and Seth Rogan doing more dramatic. Seth Rogan also pretty damn good in this. They're all pretty good even in this, honestly. So thank you guys for joining the Comic Game Movie Show. Please like, subscribe, and comment below. Have you seen Pam? Was it Pam? Yeah, Pam and Tommy. Have you seen it? Comment below. What did you think of the first 3 episodes? I give them an 8.5. Thank you guys for joining the Comic Game Movie Show again. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.